everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom review. See by the title below, yes, this is on episode 8 of Steins Gate 0, and literally, holy crap, man, this episode was just, it blew my mind, just period. The amount of feels in this episode, like, I knew it was going to happen too, just like, this episode, I mean, considering Steins Gate 0, every single episode has been pretty damn awesome so far. I'll go ahead and say that Steins Gate 0 so far is probably my favorite anime of the season, which is pretty crazy considering we have, you know, like Boku no Hero Academia this season as well. But Steins Gate 0, oh my gosh, every cliffhanger into the next episode, just like one moment I think I know what's going on, the next moment is just some crazy shit that just got me so excited for the next one. Especially with this one, we already knew it was gonna be feelsy considering the fact that he somehow, you know, used Reed and Steiner and got sent to an Alpha World line because obviously, you know, Kurisu is here, and which of course means, as we saw, Mayuri is of course dead in this one. And it's crazy because you're thinking like, how the hell was he sent here? It's somehow connected with Amadeus, obviously, because you know, it was calling him, and all of a sudden he answers, and here he is in the Alpha World line, not knowing what's going on. And I actually really enjoyed this episode, considering the fact that, like, it's kind of like in the same time period, obviously, that he was in the Beta World line. But instead, he's actually, you know, time has changed. And instead, we get to see what happened to everyone when Mayuri dies instead of Kurisu. Because with Kurisu, it's kind of different, considering the fact that not everyone is, you know, of all the other, you know, characters is as close to her as they were with, you know, Mayuri and everything. And actually, they're not even close to her, because the way Kurisu dies is obviously, I'm not going to, you know, you should know, obviously, because of Steins Gate and everything. But obviously, she dies in a different way, while Mayuri is already made connections with everyone. So it's definitely interesting to see how all the other characters are, with showing ups of Daru, with Ruka, with Ferris and everything, and everyone. It was actually just really interesting to see how everyone is affected in this world. And of course, we hear how Okabe is as well, and he's pretty much just off the grid, completely gone. And it's just so awesome to see how this episode connects with not only Steins Gate 0, but it connects with the original Steins Gate. Like, that part just blew my mind. And not only that, like, yeah, I know it's like, there's more, but I actually didn't know this. But when I was reading in the forums and everything, this episode is actually an anime original episode. This did not happen in the visual novel, which is just crazy, because they did a really good job, obviously, with how it connects and everything. And everyone in the forums, which, you know, a lot of times when there's an anime original episode with any other type of anime, a lot of the times people don't like it, or at least it's a mixed review, you know, mixed views from different people. Like, some people like it, some people don't. But this one, I kept reading the forums and I kept reading more people's comments, and it seemed that everyone really did enjoy it. And I just thought it was so crazy. I cannot be the only one that did this. But right after this episode, I immediately went to episode 22 of the original Steins Gate series, and holy shit, to see that's how it happened and everything, you know, how it connects with that episode, it was just, I was like, holy crap. That is insane. And of course, because of that, it's now got me thinking, like, how is the rest of this series gonna go, considering since now you know, this is the Okabe that sends a text message to, of course, tell her to not go into, you know, into the room, which halts him and stops him. You know, he has enough time this time actually to actually click the enter button instead of actually not doing it because she ends up coming in. Then that of course leads us to everything that happens in the last couple episodes of Steins Gate going in towards the true ending, which just blows my mind with how crazy that is. So it's definitely got to be interesting to see how the rest of this series will go. I'm guessing that even though all that happened, he's still going to be going, of course, to his world line that we had seen previously, or something along those lines. The whole thing with Amadeus is not over yet. Obviously, the whole thing with who is, you know, in control of that and all that stuff, that is still more to come from that. This Okabe, the one that was sent in and everything, is still going to be, you know, probably going to have to suffer more with the fact that Kurisu is, of course, still going to be dead. And oh my gosh, leading up to that part with, you know, the whole episode from the very beginning to him being confused at first, like not believing what's going on, where he is, why he is here and everything, to the point of meeting every single person, like I said before, and Daru, that confrontation with Daru, pushing him against the wall, and we find out what happens in this world line, why of course he didn't click the click enter and everything and actually go through with it, and actually destroying everything, to which of course Karisu of course fixed it. That's why he's able to go back and everything. But that whole part, just seeing him so damn depressed throughout the whole episode, going up to the grave scene, which was just, oh my gosh, it was heartbreaking, to the light coming down, him reaching up and everything. And then of course you think, man, all those feels, Mayuri dead and everything, him not knowing what to do, and he still has to make such a hard decision, man. I do not know what I would do if I was in this position, because it's either pretty much what he has to do is, if he wants to go, he's gonna go back to his world line and everything. To do that, he has to sacrifice the love of his, the love of his life, Kurisu. But if he doesn't, then Mayuri will stay dead. It's just like, oh man, it's bringing all the feelings that I got from the original Steins Gate series, and just making it just so much crazier with how Steins Gate Zero is, of course, like obviously different and everything, but still connecting it to the original, which just, oh man. It's definitely giving me a lot of nostalgia in both the happiness in certain, some circumstances. Like, it was a beautiful kiss at the end and everything, but oh man, the feels, because obviously she sends him back and everything, and just, oh man, my heart, it can't take more at this moment, man. Just, I want them to be to be together. I just want to go ahead and watch the real Steins Gate ending again, and just say, you know what, no, forget you, Steins Gate Zero, I don't care. But yeah, man, honestly, I can't wait to see how the next episodes will go. It's gonna get crazy. It's gonna be. The feels ain't over yet, that is for sure, but I am so excited to see how things will go and everything. Like, this episode had some, nice moments, getting to see everyone and everything, get to hear Kurisu talk about Maho and everything, and that of course connects us to, when we do of course go back to the original, not original world line, but the world line that he was before. There's still the fact that, like I said, I still do think it's that, I'm actually drawing a blank, but that one woman that arrived out of nowhere, and how she was looking in and everything, Maho's kind of one of her colleagues, I guess. I'm pretty sure it's her. I'm at least 95% sure it is her, and we're probably going to get more insight on that, because obviously not only that, Maho, when she was trying to enter in, not in this episode but the episode before, she's missing, and so is the other professor as well. So that just screams that, holy shit, things are gonna go down, and it probably has to do with them or something, and Amadeus, and just like why did Amadeus call? That's still a huge question and everything. That was the reason why Okabe was sent into the other world line, and there had to have been a reason. So, oh man, next week's episode is gonna be pretty damn crazy, and I can't wait for it to come. But yeah, it's all I really gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And as always, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Anime watchers only, how do you feel about this episode? Did you enjoy it like I did? Did it hit you in the feels? Good, bad? Whatever you guys want to talk about, feel free to comment below. And source material visual novel readers and everything, how did you feel about this episode? Like I said, I read in the forums, a lot of people seemed really happy and enjoyed this anime original episode, so I just want to hear more about that, of course, obviously without spoilers. If you do want to put spoilers and everything, like I always say, do the whole skip 4 lines thing, so if someone clicks to read more, that's their choice. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. I cannot wait for next week's episode, but until then, guys, see ya.